The Buddha comes forth before the disciple who good roots are tripe. Nito was born as an untouchable one in the lowest caste, and he earned his living by cleaning the filth from people's house and sent it to be buried in the remote places. He was very humble, as he knew that his birth was looked upon as a sin or a punishment by the society. As such, he always kept his distance on seeing people. The Buddha observed the roots of the people and found that Nita's mind was ripe to receive the Dharma. So the Buddha set out to see the Nita in the aim of bringing him into the Sangha. When Nita saw the Buddha walking towards him, he quickly turned into a small lane as he felt that he was too dirty to face the Buddha, who was shining like a golden mountain with the 32 hallmarks of a great man and the 80 subtle refined features. While walking in the small lane, he saw the Buddha again walking towards him. He was so ashamed of himself that he decided to take another turning. As he was in a hurry to escape, the two pails of feces toppled, and he was covered with the smelly stool. At that time, the world-honored one came and stretched out his golden hands to help him. Nita cried loudly, "Please do not touch me. I am so dirty." The Buddha said kindly, "Nita, every man is born equal and no one is higher than another man. You clean the filth from people's house and I clean the filth from their mind. You and I are equal." The Buddha continued to say, "Like the stream of water, it helps to clean all the dirt. The burning fire is able to burn down all kinds of things, may they be coarse or fine. So it is the same with my Dharma of kindness and compassion, the Dharma of equanimity, which is wide and persuasive, will ultimately help anyone to arrive at nirvana if they cultivate in accord with the teaching, disregard their position that may be high or low, rich or poor, man or woman." Listen to these kind words. Hope arose in his mind. Throughout his life he heard only harsh and abusive words. No one was ever so kind to him. The Buddha asked, "Do you want to leave the home life?" Nita could not believe his ears, and he was astonished. The Buddha asked Ananda to bring him to the river for him to wash himself up. They went to the Jeta Grove, and the Buddha taught him the Dharma, and then he attained the first fruition. He begged to leave the home life, and the Buddha said, "Good indeed, here comes the bhikkhu." His beard and hair fell down by themselves, and his body was adorned with the sash. Nita attained the Arhat after listening to the Buddha's teaching on the four noble truths. The whole town was shocked to hear this, and the news spread to King Prasenat, who decided that he should advise the Buddha on his intake of the untouchable into the order. He would surely refuse to pay respect to this monk. When he arrived at Jeta Grove, he saw a monk mending the clothes on a rock, and 700 celestial beings were making offerings of the flowers to him in the air. He was touched by the scene, and he politely told the monk of his intention to see the Buddha. The monk stood up and disappeared into the rock. He reappeared before the Buddha and told him about King Prasenat's visit. The Buddha asked him to go out in the same manner as he came in. The monk reappeared from the rock and asked the king to enter. The king was totally surprised to see this miracle, and he decided not to make the complaint about Nita. Instead, he started to talk about the monk who had such a magnificent power. The Buddha said he was Nita, the feces remover, who was widely complained by the society. The king was shocked, and humbly he paid respect to the venerable. The Buddha told him about Nita's past life. He was a very arrogant monk who held high position in the Sangha. He refused to go to the toilet by himself. Instead, he would excrete the faces in a golden bowl and asked his disciple, who was a first stage Sotapanna, to clear the filth. Because of such a bad habit and laziness, he was born 500 times the feces remover and suffered greatly. The arrogant monk was Nita, as he had the good roots to abide by the precepts. In this life, he had the chance to meet with the Buddha, to cultivate the Dharma, and became an arhat. So the Buddha sets the rules that when a disciple goes to the toilet, he should clean the remain of filth at his private part with water and recite the following verses: cleaning the filth from my body, I wish that all living beings will be pure, soft, and pliant, and ultimately free from all filth. Recite the mantra Anhirang Mi La Du Shahi. Ahirang Ma Lu Du Shahi. Anhirang Mu Lu Di Shahi. A man will ultimately be free from all faults and attachment when he takes good care of his bodily action, his words, and his mind. When the body, the mouth, and the mind is pure, one will be free from afflictions. In the Madha Jamagama Sutra, it is thus stated: there are 21 types of filth in our mind. 1. The filth of evil views. The filth of the desire which is not in accord with the Dharma. The filth of an evil and greedy mind. The filth of the evil Dharma. The filth of greed. The filth of anger. The filth of sleeps. The filth of regrets. The filth of suspicion. The filth of knots of anger. The filth of knots of being speechless. The filth of being stingy. The filth of jealousy. The filth of cheating. The filth of flattering. The filth of no remorse. The filth of not feeling sorry. The filth of being proud. The filth of being too proud. The filth of over arrogance. The filth of being headless. So a cultivator must take care of his mind when he's cleaning the filth on his body. When the mind is pure, no affliction will arise. Some people say that our stomach is filled with the filth. Of what use is it to clean the exterior part? They do not know that to bow to others or to receive the bows create the sins when the body is not clean. All the heavenly gods will scold the cultivators when they eat the food or put on their clothes. Wherever they go, they may be slandered by the people.